I wanted to transition really quickly on really what your day-to-day looks like for you guys. Like most of us, we have so much on our plate that knowing really where to start, I think, is the hardest step. Can you share with us how you and your team structure your day-to-day when everything's top of mind? How do you prioritize, where you start first?
Sure. A lot of, again, what I'm going to be sharing with you, if there are veterans that are out there, this is basically what we do every morning. I kind of think about it as I'm a recovering naval aviator after 30 years of service. So it's one of those things where prior to going flying, you did a brief, you do your mission, and then you debrief. And that is one of the iterative tools that we have used here. So every morning it was conducting a virtual morning meeting. Some of the division folks like using Zoom, others like conference calls. I would go and jump from meeting to meeting. They would start at anywhere between 7:15 and they were going to about 8 o'clock, just making sure everybody is day to day what they were going to be doing, what the levels of expectation were, so there weren't any surprises at the end of the day if something couldn't be done. Hybrid workforce. So we had some people working from home. We had some people who were working from home that found that working from home wasn't as fun as they thought it would be. So they ended up coming back into work. So again, we make sure that we have all the proper PPE. So we got the PPE. We made sure we had different cleaning stations and everything all set up so everybody felt comfortable with where they were. And again, if you're able to explain or the why behind some of the things that you're doing, everybody was on board. I had absolutely zero issue if people wanted to work from City Hall for an hour or two and then bolt home and do the other 6 hours at home, or vice versa. What we did was we just talked about it. And again, I think communication in all this is key. The other thing is that we had talked about this, again, the military side of the house, you plan the plan. We'd already had a crisis. It was an act of God. What would happen if? And then we just took out what the if was that we had planned for and put in COVID-19. And the team, because we had practiced it, we had talked about it, we had talked about how different things were going to be, much like some of the examples, Anna, you provided earlier, we just kind of flexed to what it was. We were able to say, hey, we think this would work. We beta tested it for an hour or so. We went out in the field, tried it out. And then the very last person, as I like to say, because I'm kind of the weakest link in the chain, is I would idiot check it. So, hey, if I can do it, I know that folks out in the community would be able to navigate it. And then we had these how-to guides that we have a list of probably about 80 to 90, I would say, frequent customers. We push it out to them. We push it out to the Chamber of Commerce. We would push it out to a variety of development community partners. Same way on the facility side. Same emails going out of how we were conducting business, how we could work better together in this. And so everything seemed to work out fine. We made sure that we linked our website to SmartGov. We made sure from a facility maintenance management, much like the other folks have done, it was all hands on deck, making sure that we had 3 to 4 cleanings a day in office spaces. We bought a variety of different equipment to make sure that folks felt comfortable in their workspace, or that we disinfected the vehicles with a variety of different sprays that were all approved by the CDC. So, it was just a really good iterative process. And then, as you mentioned, with the PMs, we also worked with our partners there. If it was essential work that needed to be done because of the stay home, stay healthy piece, we were able to bring in our contracting partners that did a variety of different works for us because, again, we're a pretty lean organization here up in Mount Vernon. So we really didn't miss a beat. It was just a matter of, hey, here's how we're doing business, that you need to wear your mask when you come in. You need to make sure you have your gloves on when you come in. If you need nitrile gloves, we'll get you the nitrile gloves if you're, allergic to latex. And then we just set up some procedures just to make sure when we had new people coming in, what they were doing, get them to where they needed to go, they do their business, and then they exit the building as quickly as possible. And then just making sure, again, that we limited those touch points that folks had, just so that the other people who were essential working at City Hall felt comfortable about coming into work and being able to utilize the variety of services that are here at City Hall.